Okay, I want to give you an explanation that God gave me today about salvation by works. It's always salvation by God. No matter how it's done, it's salvation by God. But the once saved, always saved, who actually preach a false gospel that's from demons, and I don't say that lightly. This may be the only thing I've ever said that is from demons directly. But that is what it is, and I prove that in Demonic Doctrine. Go ahead and look that up in my in the YouTube channel. You can go in the little search magnifying glass next to my menus and click on it and type in demon. And you'll find Doctrine of Demons. Okay, and that explains very clearly, unarguably, that it is a doctrine of demons. So, there's no hype about it. I don't like hype. But what I'm going to play you today, I'm going to play it from my phone. This old Samsung Galaxy S3. Still running. Still working great. It's a Wi-Fi only phone now, though, for me. This is going to explain to you how we are saved by works from God. Not because we are doing anything except obeying. But by obeying God's plans for works, we are being saved by Him. Okay, so again, we can't save ourselves. Listen and you will understand.
Can't boast that we were... If God gives us works to do and we do those works, we can't boast that we were saved. We saved ourselves. If we're saved by those works. We can only say that God saved us through those works because He's the one that pointed out that we're supposed to do those particular works and gave us those as orders to do. The fact that we did them only means that we obeyed, not that we saved ourselves. So we can't boast from good works. We can boast only from works that we thought up we should do and that we were smart enough to know what we should do in order to be saved. Same thing as if you're lost in a cave and someone radios you to how to get out. And you go out that way, you can't say you saved yourself, that you found the way out. No, you say that you would have died in that cave had it not been for Joe who gave you the directions of how to get out. Joe saved you. The fact that you actually did what he said doesn't mean that you saved yourself. Of course, if you didn't do what he said, then you wouldn't have been saved. But you still can't say that you saved yourself because you didn't know where to go to get out. The fact you followed and obeyed Joe's orders of how to get out means that Joe saved you. That's how this works with good works. God tells you what you should do because you don't know what you should do in order to be saved. The fact that you do what God said to do still means that God is the one who saved you. It just means that if you didn't do it, you wouldn't be saved. But it doesn't mean that because you did it, you saved yourself. No, it means that because you did it, God saved you. But if you hadn't been obedient, you could not have been saved because you didn't follow God's orders of how to be saved. That's why works is the goal. And faith, believing in Joe's instructions of how to get out, believing that he knew what he was talking about, is important because if you didn't believe that he knew what he was talking about, you wouldn't do what he said, and you wouldn't be saved. But the believing isn't the end goal. The doing is because that actually gets you out of the cave. Now, even if you didn't believe that Joe knew what he was talking about, but you still did what he said, you would still be saved. Paul makes that argument in Romans also, that those who don't even believe in God, that if they still do what is required, that becomes a law unto itself. And God will judge them based on that. The end goal isn't the faith. The faith is only the thing that really empowers you to do what God requires for you to be saved, which is to go out this direction to get out of the cave. But God knows exactly what you need to do, where you need to go, which turn to make, and which tunnel to follow to get out of the cave. And if you do that, you can't then boast and claim that you saved yourself or you got yourself out of the cave. Because those instructions came from God, not from you. That's the Ephesians 2, 9 and 10 verses, and how you can understand works as that works from which you may boast, as opposed to good works that come from God. that you're fitted to.
There you have it. So you have the cave analogy, with Joe radioing you the instructions of how to get out so you don't die in the cave. And Joe represents God. God is radioing you instructions about how to get out of this world alive. If you follow them, you will be saved. If you do not, you will be lost and die. Just because you obey those instructions and you do what he says and you survive, you cannot claim that you saved yourself by anything you did. Because if you hadn't had those instructions from God of how to get out, how to be saved, you could not be saved. Therefore, God saved you. That's it. That's how it is. May the Lord bless you as you seek him with all your heart. Remember to subscribe down below and like the video and share it on your Facebook and other social media. And then make a comment, whether a question or a comment. We read all of them, and we try to respond to all. Get on over to our website, The Rooted Word, and start reading the translation and also the articles we've posted. It's at therootedword.com, therootedword.com. And may the Lord bless you as you seek him with all your heart.